Good morning, everybody. What's going on? We're here. We are talking a little bit Pebble Beach today, so we'll get going on it. It's going to play a little GS Pro. I had a quick request first that I'm going to go through really quick, okay? So bear with me. Should have taken about a minute. Somebody asked about using Live View Pro, the 2, and getting it set up. So I was just going to run through that. I'm doing this on an iPhone 12 Pro, so it's, a couple models old. The only thing I've done so far is I've turned on the Live View and then I'm connected it to the internet, which you can see here. So from there, I'm going to go in, Live View Studio. It's going to say, can you connect? So we click. There we go. Boom. We've got that. Now, the mode I use all the time is the microphone mode as we go through this. So I click the microphone mode. What that does is now it will record my swing as we go. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to fire it up. Let's get it here. I'm going to put 2. I'm changing up the layout a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with this camera. We'll figure that out. Here. But anyway, we'll hit a shot here, and I'll flip it right back over. So again, it's just running live right now on microphone mode. And here we go. We're going to start the round. Pebble Beach. Nice little bleeder cut. And you can actually see, if I flip over to it, it actually caught me talking, so I was talking a little too loud. But then it replayed that. So you can adjust all that for if you're wondering. But here's where, see, I'm talking and stuff, getting set up. So it caught me doing that. I was a little too loud there. But you could adjust that. I was hitting balls earlier. There it goes. And so honestly, that's kind of it. You can do your shares and all that stuff too. So, again, somebody was saying they couldn't use it. So I just wanted to bring that up and show a little bit how we do it. All right. Back to regularly scheduled. All right, let's play some golf. So, gonna do this a little differently because we do have some things coming up as far as how I want to change a little bit of what we're doing here. So we are going to have, we're waiting on Swing Catalyst, a camera from them. So I do want to have that kind of up as we go. And I'm not really sure why my cameras are freaking out, but that's all right. You can see the stream. The other thing is I never did get figured out how to do, in my touch screen or anything, so I could use the touch screen. It sounds like what I'm going to have to do is get some sort of 4K TV, do an IR bezel as we go. But my goal today is just to let you see the projector a little bit. We talked about that. I've got it set on Ultra. This is Ultra Graphics, and I picked Pebble because I feel like Pebble would be a challenging course as far as graphics go. Get inside there. Oh, so close. So this isn't around for any of the tours or anything. This is just a fun one. But, we could do that and then let you see the graphics and everything. And again, if you have, we did a projector video this week for anybody that's got questions on setting up projectors, all that. I upgraded mine. You could see what I upgraded to and then all the BenQ resources I used. You can see all that as we go. So here we go. Par at the first. Never bad. That was hit pretty poor. To the right. Give me a... Okay. As long as we're far enough back, I think I could still go. So I figure we play some Pebble. We're playing Pebble right now. A little disappointing that they canceled, the events. Or not canceled, but I wasn't a big fan of the decision to stop play. But, it was like 25 mile an hour winds, which at Pebble, you should kind of expect that. That ball should come out left. I didn't, but then I pulled it. So I'm just really trying to cover that canyon was the goal. So I felt like I could do that with this club. Had enough of a lip. And then we go from there. So, yeah. So now we go, let's see what we can do. One big issue I have now, we're working on it, is if I touch off of GS Pro, oops, I run into a problem with the box. So we're just working on that. 57, I'm gonna try to land this about, got a lot of green. Let's try to land it like 54. So out of the rough, probably gonna make like a, probably gonna play pretty much on the number. And I crushed that. I hit that really good. I like hitting wedge. Oh no, I forget. So I did get a chance to play here. Actually on my honeymoon, my wife was gracious enough to allow that, which was very nice of her. 10 yards, little, this one we're gonna have to have a little height. It is going to come out. It's coming out left. So when you're looking at the bottom of the screen, on the bottom right down here, it is coming out left. So we definitely got to play for that as we go. So let's go. Let's see, 10 yards, little height. Try to get it to come out soft. That's going to be the hard part because it's kind of bowed. Okay, sweet. Let's see, so a couple questions. E6 software, they had a new update. It looks really good. Looks really good. The big thing is we just don't know when it's going to come. You know, that's the big thing. And so kind of seeing on when all of that comes available, I guess, is what we're trying to say. So let's see, 286. We're going to take driver. Let's go over the tree. Let's take the DJ line. So looked really good. It's got new 3D graphics. Like I think I said in my projector video, one of the reasons I upgraded is you got even like Awesome Golf is going to more like 4K graphics, right? Like that stuff's coming, especially as stuff's getting cheaper. Trying to send it high enough. That was the key. Can I get up and over? And as long as you clear those trees, height-wise, anywhere down here is going to be fine. So, so yeah, that was really cool. I actually will have a video on that this week. It'll be pretty basic, but just so you can see it. They also have their new launch monitor, which I thought was pretty cool. So, yeah, I thought that was a cool little thing as well. What else do we have? The thing that you got to know about the E6 Connect, I would say, is like it's just not going to be like graphics, computer graphics will be better. Let's just say that, right? Like they're still going to be upgraded on like iOS. They are going to Android too. Trying to land this like 85. It should kick left. There we go. Okay. I did land at 80. Oh, I hit at 85. I didn't land at 85. You know, so you have that. So that's exciting for, I know there's some Android folks out there. You know, you want your devices to work. And, you know, have more options on the device is always a good thing. Let's see. So we're going mouse right now. 278. So this one's always a little tricky because it gets narrower. Plus you got the Pacific Ocean. We'll do that. So we have that, right? So talk of drivers, their apogee unit's pretty cool too. If you're looking, it's 11 grand, and it just sits up above. It's like a Unicore device. Drivers from the show, I did hit a few. TaylorMade was not there. They've kind of stopped going to the show. They don't probably have to go to the show. Callaway was there. I did not hit the Paradigm though. Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad it's going to be good. I hit it so low on the face. There's that 3000 spinner. So when I was there, I'll talk a little bit about it. The ones that were surprising me were like Strixon Cleveland was really good. Actually, all their stuff was really good, like the Strixon irons, and I hit some of the wedges and stuff. I was impressed by that. Ping, I hit the 430. What are they on, the 430 now? Whatever the new one is. I hit the LS head. LS head with, they have this new shaft. It's like the Ping Black 2.0 or something. That shaft was awesome. I'm somebody that I struggle with spin, right? And so like going out there, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I kept saying like, oh, I keep getting so much spin indoors, all that with my driver. Well, I go out there, I'm hitting with all the companies on TrackMan, Quad, Flight Scope, outside, right? Like we're doing, this is outside and we're doing this and I'm hitting the exact same spin numbers. So, you know, I struggle to get it under 3,000 sometimes. I struggle, sometimes it gets high. So I kept doing that. So I was really looking for a shaft. I hit the new Cobra driver because I have a Cobra I love. The Ping driver, though, was the first one I could get down to like under 2,500 with that shaft. The Ping Black 2.0. So that was nice. Did work on some stuff too to try to bring it down. We're going 6 iron here, just a nice smoothie. Try to play like a little cut. Everything feeds right here. Unless you miss it too far right. So I know that because I hit it left of that hill when I played here, and that was fun. So yeah, I mean, drivers, you know, drivers are interesting. It's more shafts. It's, you know, I don't know what they can do more to a driver head. You know, it's the shafts are where it's at. So, and they know that, like, they don't sell, they're coming out with new and better shafts in their stuff. So, you know, they're doing that, and this hole looks pretty cool on the projector. Again, I have a ton of light shining in here, but I'm loving the projector that I can just see everything. But yeah, they know that. They're making better and better shafts, but you got to buy the whole club to get the shaft. So, you know, they're smart. They want to make money. Uh-oh. We might be swimming. That's not good. Well, we're going to get a nice look at this water of the ocean. Have I heard the Mevo face impact release date? No, I have not. I just know it's, what I was told is late February. So they were doing the pre-orders from the show. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I guess I'll do this. Man, that was a bad swing. Hit it so bad. I guess we'll go here. 153. I think we'll just play it down there. And then we can hit up on the green. I'm worried a little bit about this tree in front of me. So no, I have not heard of a release date for the face impact. So that's just like a bunt 8-iron out of the deep rough. You know, it's not going to go. I probably could have hit a little more, but I didn't want to get caught up in the rough. Taller grass, you got to play more yardage. So then now we're playing up this monster hill. Going with a 4-iron. Going to try to juice it. Hit it really good. Going way uphill, it's going to come in flatter. That was a good shot. It's going to come in flatter, so you don't get as much stop. We'll take a bogey. Do I plan to do any testing around the MLM2 Pro? We'll see. We'll see. I'm undecided if I'm going to buy it or not. So, I mean, it's definitely meant to be a simulator. So, I don't know if I really have use for that. I mean, I don't know what I would test, I guess, other than what I already tested. So, you know, unless they do updates. But, you know, got to hit on it at the show. It worked. It seemed to work pretty good. You know, it just seems a little bit. It's just a basic radar, right? Like it's going to get some spin axis. It's going to get your backspin. Those seemed all right. You know, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was that. You know, I'm not going to downgrade or anything to it. It's not a better option than what I have already, but it's definitely an option, right? So, but they're not trying to be a better option than what I already have. That's the other thing. Get on. I hit that terrible. You know, for me, again, it comes down to what you have. Like, it comes down to what you need, what your deal is. Like, all right, how much space do you have? Do you have space for it? So that was a nice feature. It has a little bit smaller space available, right? So like, or a space requirement. We're going to try to get this all the way down there. Shorter the shot, the better on this hole, especially with that back right pin. So, you know, it comes down to space. Yeah, for a Garmin, I think it's a definite upgrade, right? For the $100, it's an upgrade. Like, you got to put everything in categories, in my opinion. Like, all right, now that those categories are shrinking, where, you know, the low end is catching up to the middle end, and the middle end's catching up to the high end, and the high end's not blowing the, you know, whatever, right? Like, there are definitely some things there, but, you know, I thought, you know, if you said Garmin versus R10, it's a clear Garmin to me. You know, because I talk to a lot of people that, you know, they don't even use like yeah, you get more data and stuff in the Garmin, but like, is it actually data that you're using, you know, and is it data that's correct and all that? Again, it's gotten way better. It's gotten way, way better on Garmin. But, you know, you got to kind of look at it and say, all right, what do I do? What am I, again, what's kind of your uses and stuff? So that's how I look at it. All right, 6-iron here, crossing the ocean. Let's see. Hit it good. Just faded it. Probably had the club if I didn't fade it off. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think R10 is, yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, you know, in talking to them, they didn't want to talk about it. They don't, you know, they're not going to tell me if they don't want it to get out. But, you know, I would stay tuned for some plans. From what they were saying to me, I would just stay tuned for some plans going on, you know. So, and I think you're going to see more devices released from, you know, maybe Garmin or Rapsodo. That was kind of the vibe that I got. So anyway, but they wouldn't, you know, they're not telling me that. So 11, bunker shot. Love the bunker mat. Got to meet the people that make the bunker mat. Their arm alarm, which I would highly recommend you check out. You do get a discount on that too with the bunker mat link that's in there. Hit that pretty good. Bite. That arm alarm, I'm currently using it. I love that thing. That's an awesome training aid. 485. Yikes. Par 4. Making me step up. Yeah, just an FYI on the down the line, you're going to have to get it farther back than what they tell you, though. Just an FYI, you're going to have to get it farther back. So, like, using it indoors, be careful about that. Like, we weren't able to get my full swing in the camera when I used it at Demo Day. And there's not a lot of room at the convention center or at Demo Day either. So, like, people are saying, like, oh, you know, if they could see more or whatever. There's just not a lot of room, if we're being honest. There's a lot going on. Driver here. We gotta send one here. Oh, I hit that good. We gotta try to send it and get it to ride the ridge down, because I need some yards on this bad boy. Go all the way to the bottom. Oh, if it's trying to go to the right side. Ah, missed it. Did hit that good though. So, I mean, again, it's like, you know, plus, if I'm being honest, like, if you have a camera that is down, like, that's why I'm such a stickler. Like, people send me, like, online lessons and stuff. I'm such a stickler on where the camera goes. That's why I use live view, right? And I'm going to test out the cameras from the Dragon camera from Swing Catalyst. I've got one coming. If I like it, I'm going to get another. Because I would like to run things off my computer and then just use my live view for practice and stuff. But like the camera being on the ground, like that's not a good camera to use. Same thing. I mean, same thing goes for Mevo Plus, right? Like TrackMan, like those cameras I wouldn't use. It's not a good angle to look at your swing from. And if you're like comparing your swing to somebody else, the first thing that anybody that, you know, analyzes a swing and they're very good at it, they'll look at is they'll say, all right, where's the camera at? You know, that's why like TV coverage can be very misleading sometimes because their camera's not in a good spot, but they go with it anyway. This is a 7-iron. It was coming off that slope to the right. I towed it a fraction. So bounce on. And I'm going to take it 485, go driver 7-iron, and make par. I will take that. And then same thing here on 10. So you just got to be careful with that too. I mean, like I'm loving the technology that's coming out, but at the same time, it's like we got to be careful. It's like it might confuse people. Like, oh, I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to get this look. It's like, well, you might actually be doing it, but the camera's wrong. Or you know, you got to be careful with how do we actually, you know, feel something to make something happen. Because what you see on camera isn't always what it feels like. Another driver here trying to just absolutely crush that. I hit that one good. Just trying to hit this cut down there. Hole kind of sets up for it. Get there. So, yeah. Of course, Kenny. Just, you know, and again, I'm not trashing anything. I just want to be realistic about it. That's it. You know, so same thing, like I said, it's the same thing with a Mevo or anything like that. It's camera on the ground. You just got to be careful. All right, this one, we got to play this to the left side. Because we got a right slope, so, and then obviously trouble to the right. So we're going to play it. I got a 9-iron here. It's a little down. From what I was told when I played here, that house in the back is actually, it was Hugh Jackman's house. Fun fact. I think he sold it though, but it was. Nine iron, pushed it off that slope, so now I'm really hoping it catches. I had the club too. Man, that was the club. Pushed it off that slope, got ahead of it. I do not know if it will include face impact. I would doubt that, if I was being honest. But I don't know. That STK should, they said it was from the show. They had just sent it. It was going to be about a month from the show. So kind of be on the lookout. The other thing, somebody asked about E6 earlier. That's going to come out partner to partner. So like they partner up with a bunch of people. They did not have simulation out at the MLM booth. They're having internet issues. I don't believe so, based on, well, you're playing the ones that they have their software, which is a lot like Home T Hero. It's a little, I think it's a little better graphics wise, but you don't putt on that one with the Garmin. And yeah, and then you also have Awesome Golf, which there's no putting on that. So my guess is no putting, which sounds like, Kenny, you confirmed that, yeah. We didn't get to try the simulation, unfortunately. There was a lot of, not just with them, there was internet issues all over the convention center. So it does, you know, sounds like you need internet too to sim. Oh, I hit that I think a little hard. Okay, not bad. I just thought it might have hit a little hard. All right, up this hill. Let's see, so the E6 thing, though, I was finishing that up. It was the E6 is going to come out partner to partner. So, like, you know, they partner with FlightScope. They partner with, you know, obviously they have True Golf. True Golf owns it. So any of their simulators, they partner with Full Swing. I would guess Full Swing would get it pretty early because they do all their simulators. So, you know, there's a lot of Full Swing simulators out there. But who knows? I mean, they just said, like, don't expect it anytime soon. It's going to come when it comes. And so there's no real official, like, hey, it's going to be this date. Lost that right. Up the big hill. This green is ridiculous. There's also a house here. This is what happens when your wife goes with you to play this while you're on your honeymoon. There's a house here somebody owns that they just bought the house in front of them because somebody moved out or something. And they didn't want him to block their view. They didn't want somebody new to buy it and build up and block his view. So he just paid like $12 million to buy the house and it sits empty. So that's what happens when you got money like the people around Pebble have. We're going to try to get a pitching wedge all the way there. This might be a little risky. But you definitely don't want to go long on this green. That's what I was afraid of. You don't want to go long. It's like, you know, because it's got this massive slope. I mean, this isn't going to be great either. It probably could have played it out to the left. Let's see here. So we got player bunker shots. We'll get the Y golf. So again, Y golf here, the bunker mat. This is the bunker mat. You probably see it. I do have links in there if you're interested in it. Let's see, we got to play it out here somewhere. It's going to try to it's going to release for sure. So I like using this to practice the bunkers inside. I have a video tomorrow. I'm going to talk about me and my golf. They had some training aids. I knew they were there. I was going to go just check them out, and then I was genuinely impressed with their training aids, and I was not expecting to do anything with it, you know, and talk about it, but we'll do that. Also, I'll talk about Golf Sound. They have their wave. which I talked about it last year. Go. Hit that one really good. I like that. So yeah, but I like the Y golf stuff too. There was some good I mean, I liked it. There was a lot of good training aids that are just simple. Like, hey, and they're embracing the, it's just embracing the, like people have setups at home and we need to make training aids easier. So, like a bunker mat. Hey, people need to be able to practice bunkers inside. There's going to be a putting mat. Again, I'll talk about this tomorrow. You can actually, I'm going to be buying them and selling them, but because I was such a believer in it, it's like you can practice inside breaking putts. It's like, it's crazy. So I'm going 6-iron here. I hate this hole. See if we can hold the green. Hold it. Man, it's not actually that bad in the bunker. We're just getting a lot of bunker practice today. So you had that, this, like I said, this arm alarm thing from the bunker, the Y golf people. That thing is incredibly valuable. For me teaching, it's going to be incredibly valuable. It solves a lot of issues. It educates people on a lot of issues. So I was a huge fan of that. Got some force pedals. We'll be talking about that tomorrow night. We're doing our live show. I'm going to be talking about early extension and shallowing. Show you how those aids can help with that. They give a good visual of it. Bunker 16. Trying to play it out, let it release a little. So to do that, I just try to hit a little more behind the ball. So you just, what happens then is you get a little bit of, I don't want it to spin too much, which is pretty standard, I would say. I tend to play more like the chunk and run style. You just hit a little behind it, let it, the sand gets in between the club and the ball, so you're not going to have as much spin. 240, here we go. We're going to send it, let's try to get one out to the right. I have just not been able to do that. Definitely drew it. I got it a little, no, I didn't get it out to the right. My face was closed. Actually, wasn't a bad swing, other than the face. Just struggling a little bit with that. How strong is my grip? It tends to get strong. I try to keep it from getting too strong. So, I have it linked, I believe, or it's on my website, I know, because I tell all my students to get this thing, is this grip trainer. So for righty, it only works for righties. I have no idea why they don't make something like this for lefties. So I use this every day, okay? Like, not every day, like I didn't use it today, but like when I go outside to hit balls, I use it to start. And when I go play tournaments, I have 3 of them, because obviously I teach and stuff, but I have one that's in my bag. It's dedicated for my golf bag. So I'm going to take a 7-iron. I do like to use this thing out of here too, because if you catch it a little heavy, it'll work. And I just check it every day. Scotty Scheffler, he has a club with his grip on there, right? Like it's got a training grip. Number 1 player in the world, or at the time, if he's going with a training grip out there, like I can do that too, right? Just checking the grip. So I do it for about 3-4 minutes. I also have a gravity fit in my bag at all times. So I will hit balls with the grip trainer and a gravity fit to warm up. Then I take them off. It's only like 5-10 minutes. Then I take it off, and then I just go through my warm up. So we'll do that. And then hip sway, we'll be talking about that tomorrow with the early extension stuff. But yeah, we talk about that for sure. And we'll have more, stuff. This is like the tech time of year, so it's like, all right, we got to check all this stuff out. And then now I'll try to help you all get better with it. 7-iron. I tend to fade them out of bunkers, so you saw I aimed a little left. Didn't hit it bad, I just overcut it. Well, we need this again. We're just going to be really good out of the Pebble bunkers here. A lot of practice. So yeah, I am TPI certified. I've done their certifications. I went the junior track when I did it. I work with a lot of juniors. I do work with adults and stuff too, but I work with a lot of juniors. You know, if you ever see the flags, you can't see them all. Some of them are small, but the flags that are in my studio, you know, those are students where they went and play college and stuff. So I do a lot with that. You know, again, I do work with adults. The biggest thing that it's done for me is, yeah, there is some stuff that you can do. I am not a trainer. So I have a trainer that I can send people to and be like, hey, you should just go check this guy out if they're really serious about it. But what it does for me is it allows me to understand golf swings, right? Like understand movements and why somebody that was hit a little hard. Why somebody maybe can't do something, right? Like, hey, if you can't move, I mean, it's just simple things. If I can't move my ankle, if my ankle can't flex, if my shoulder can't rotate, you know, and we're talking like specifically rotate, right? Like, so like in this motion, you know, there's things you're not going to be able to do. So like I have a little bit of a struggle with this shoulder. I used to play a ton of baseball. This hurts from that, you know, and so you have to know that. Now I can go work on it, and I try to, but the bigger thing is understanding, all right, what's that going to do to a swing, and how can I work with it? That's how I look at it. So I wish I hit him like that. 26.76 on the spin on that one. I would agree with that. There's a lot of, it's always mind-boggling to me, like, and it happened to me, to be honest. Like, I always tell people I teach based off of my experiences taking lessons and stuff. It's like, I also worked with Mike Malaska. If you're, he has a great YouTube channel. I spent 3 years out at Superstition, got to talk with him a lot, just saw him at the show. He was huge on that too. He kind of got me started in that hey, he would like quiz me on the body, like, all right, how many joints are there? What types of joints? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have no idea. And he's like, well, how do you expect to teach somebody a movement if you don't know that stuff? So he would always challenge us on that and all that. And from my standpoint, I have arthritis, so it's really helpful, having arthritis to understand that. He was a big help. I was getting to a point where it was very difficult to play. It was very difficult to swing with that. And so he really helped me figure out how to actually just even make a swing. And this is like, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years ago now. So who knows if I'd even play golf without that. All right, we're going sandwich. We're going to try to juice this. So we had a question earlier about grip. I'll give that as an example. Spin left somehow. Come on. We had a question about grip earlier. He taught me about how to find your grip, right? Like if I hang my arm, if I just hang my arm, it's going to hang at a natural angle. Well, that's going to determine what's neutral to you as you go. So stuff like that. It's interesting. It's interesting. Not, it's not the sexiest teaching, but it's effective. I don't, I'm not going to teach that type of stuff. Ironically, I know a teacher that does that. I actually hired that teacher who was at Superstition Mountain. And it just doesn't work for me. I don't know if it works for a lot of people. It might. That was one of my favorite swings of the day. Little draw. My spin a little high on that one, but again, I've been trying to struggle, and I needed to look at the shafts because I was hitting this shaft out at the show. and new heads, I was getting the same spin number. And like, it creeps over 3,000 sometimes. It's like, man, it's just killing distance. All right, let's go. 3. So 101. This one, you can kind of bounce it in there. I'm going to try to play a little lower sand wedge. Not full. Nah, just not deep enough. Oh, sit. There's a ridge apparently. Okay. All right, we're going to try a shot here. I've been practicing this one a little bit. So I've talked about how in my game, if anybody that knows me, played with me personally in real life, knows short game for me is a struggle. Just mentally. Now I've been working on it, getting some help. I can hit shots better. Out in Florida, I was actually chipping on that Bermuda stuff. It's not great, and I was hitting really good chip shots out there, so I was excited. But the other thing I'm going to do is I want to play things lower. So I'm going to be switching clubs more this year. Just playing more running shots, something like that. So that was my 55 degree. And just keeping it simple. I got to get back to some basics. Exactly. Yeah, I don't tell people most of the time. I don't like to tell people, hey, you're a physical mess, and then not have a solution for them, right? I'm going to assume that's shallowing. So I have that rotator cuff issue from baseball, yeah. So it is difficult for me to get shallowing. The way you test that is, if you're here, you test it by arm up, you rotate back. You got to be able to hit 90 here without it. Basically, if you can, nothing else can move. So you typically do this up against a wall. You move it back, you get to 90. But then here's the real kicker. You get into a golf posture, and you see how far back you can go. So you can see I can get to 90 here not too bad. It's not great. You probably actually should be able to go, like Dustin Johnson would be like the physical specimen. He can go beyond that. But once you go like this, you engage your scapula a little bit differently. And so now, look how far back I can go, right? Like that's it. So it changes things when you get into golf posture, right? So, but yeah, again, I don't like to tell people like, hey, you are a mess. And, again, that's why I don't do screens and all that stuff a ton, because I'm not a trainer. I'm not going to claim that I know how to fix it, right? Like I'm not an expert in that. I can help people hit the ball better. I can help people understand the swing. And then, again, that gives me a tool to understand what they should be doing in their swing. But I'm not going to tell them, like, oh, you're a mess, and then just send them, like, on their way, thinking, oh, you're a mess. Like, no, it's like I can suggest some things sometimes, but, it just kind of depends. Tried to stay short of that bunker. That went pretty far. I know it's downhill. 136. I don't know what we do here. I'm guessing he means shallowing. That'd be my guess. All right, we're going to go a little pitching wedge here. So this green really slopes hard left. You're trying to land this in the middle of the green. And then actually, if you can put some spin on it, it would move left. We're coming out of the rough. Downhill lie. So I'm going to aim a little right. Downhill lie is going to have it coming out a little lower. Rough's a little less spin. So I'm trying to really hit like the front third of the green, let it release, and hopefully take the slope to the hole. I think I carried it a little too far. It's a good shot, but it's going to go outside the slope. I'll take it. I love that shot, but didn't exactly execute my plan. I smashed it. I will say, too, just to add on to that shallowing point, don't get too caught up in shallowing like this. Like, shallowing, when we actually look at stuff, you know, because you can't do this doesn't mean you can't shallow the club. I think you just might have a, you know, the people that are doing this, like, you know, I get a lot of those people. I get a lot of those people that have tried that and they get lost. And it's really because I don't necessarily see that as what is happening. And, you know, we do have some smart people that can back that up. That like, hey, that might not exactly be what's going on. You're just kind of going for a look on camera. It looks pretty. I'm trying to hit a really smooth 7 here. Really smooth. It's a small part of the green here. Had the club. Good shot. Not bad. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like I've played like awful, but I'm just not scoring. Hard to get the ball close, I guess. All right, all right. One more to go. One more to go for the day. Let's see. Driver. We've taken it. The tree's 256, so we'll go right at the tree. If we can get it to turn slightly, that's good. Give us a chance to get there. And it didn't really turn it. I just kind of pulled it, but we'll take it. I hammered the thing. Been getting good spin reads today. That's been nice, like in the 2600s. Ball speed 163, I like that. I'm trying to get to 170 maybe by the end of the year. Now I don't have a club for this. I am going to sub 70 on Thursday. I'm going to talk to them about my driving iron, and then they have new wedges. So I need to, every year I get new wedges at least once a year. Got to refresh those. And they have new ones, so I'll try them out. 225, I'm going to try to hammer a 4. See if we can make it. Or hit it thin and it's going to be short. Tried to hit it way too hard. It's going to be fine. That's kind of why I like that club. It's the worst it's probably going to be there if I miss hit it. So, all right, let's get it to even. Let's get to even. We'll pitch 35, so we'll try to hit about 30-ish. Let it release. So just kind of mid-height, pretty standard. And let it release on. Take that. Very good. All right, so we'll have more tomorrow, live show tomorrow night. We're going to talk a little bit more. Again, we're going to start getting into, now that all this tech is out, you know about it. Some of you are getting it. I want to help you get better with it. Just buying the tech alone isn't going to, I mean, for some of you it might make you better just because you hit more balls and you practice more. But, you know, I think there are some things you got to know as you go through. So we'll be talking about tomorrow. We're going to talk a couple of training aids that were at the show. We're going to talk and show you how they can really, they do help illustrate the points about early extension, about shallowing. So we will do that. And then we've got more. I think we got E6. We're going to have Cleveland and Strixon. They're going to talk about clubs this week. They gave a really good, they were able to talk with me and give a lot about clubs and what you're looking at with that stuff. So I think that would be helpful for people to understand clubs. And then from there, it's we got a couple more things. So we'll go through all of that as you go. So yeah, not bad, but left a few out there. Don't like bogeying the 6th hole. Don't like bogeying par 5s. 13 was, that was a bit. I mean, that was bunker to didn't get up and down. That's all right. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll help you get better. All right. Have a good weekend. Have a good rest of your Sunday, everybody.